One of the key drivers of
Celery
Sicily's
allergies?
economic recovery is in its strong export sector, particularly in salami trees.
Not
The island is the second
you can't-
largest salami.
You can't gaslight me. There's no salami trees. Who photoshopped this? Today we have European memes. I am going to become more British. I was never British. This video is going to shove a jacket potato down my throat and I will become British. That's the plan.
Wow, The Simpsons predicted Europe. Europe, but without the cringe. Oh god. When was colored TV invented? 1953. Europe in 1952. Europe is so hot right now. Even the meteorologists are calling it hell.
It looks like a face. This looks like a face.
First time. Holy Site, Japan. Holy Site, Middle East. Holy Site, Europe. He's in awe at God's presence in all things. In Europe, Bigfoot is called Big Meter.
What? No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Y'all don't really call it big meter. Y'all are trolling me. That's no. Feet and meters. No. This is the funniest joke I've ever. No, you don't really call him big meter, right? Right? Say psych right now. Say psych right now.
Europe. Hey, hold on, yeehaw units. Europe now. You Americans and your guns. We Europeans are too civilized for that. At least we don't have shootings. Europe for literally the past 500 years.
Well-
Oi, mate. Hello. Tomato Europe versus potato Europe.
Potato Europe.
If Chile invaded Europe.
That's funny. That's funny, yeah, because Chile is just like the coast of South America. So if it's gonna invade and like take over, it would just be all of the— I get this meme. I understand it now. That's hilarious.
First stage, the final stage. Speed cameras anywhere else. Speed cameras in Eastern Europe.
It's a tiny baby car. Why are they all waving? Is it because it's like, look, Ma, I'm on TV? Are they basically saying that Europeans are desperate to be on TV? Is that what they're saying about Europeans?
Plague is raging in Europe. Newton. Ha, colors. Apologize for oppressing people. Deny oppressing people. Write songs about oppressing people. Become poorer than the people you oppressed, so no—
What flag is that? What are these flags? I'm American. Is this a Nazi joke? Oh no, this is a World War II joke. Guys, I'm too American for this.
But he cares. How French see France. How other countries see France.
Oui, baguette. Omelette du fromage. Oui. Me and my bro Eiffel Towered her, and she still got to see my wee. Okay.
With a little white flag. Yes, French Excalibur vanishes from rock it had been stuck in for the past 1300 years, as police launch investigation. Alright, which one of you dorks is now king of France? They're not gonna come forward. The British Empire was so evil. Spain, you Spaniards can't talk. We were the second largest country in Europe. Austria-Hungary.
I don't understand any of these memes. Guys, I'm just gonna let you know right now. I'm gonna be talking in a cute little country accent because I'm just American. I'm just trying to understand your European memes. I'm just trying to understand. I want to understand what's so funny.
Till 1918. Austria now. Please don't confuse us with Australia. In Finland, reindeer antlers are painted for safety. Imagine seeing this and having no idea. Rich.
Whoa! No. Is this European Rudolph? Is that Dasher? What's he doing over there? In European country? A wild shiny appeared.
Imagine seeing this and having no idea. Richest South European
Yeah, I have no idea. None.
man. Poorest Scandinavian man. Worst South European food. Best Scandinavian food. Europeans struggling against horseback archers for a millennia. Also Europeans when they discover people across the ocean who'd had never seen a horse. You Indians wanna buy a horse? Having $30 in Western Europe. Having $30 in Eastern Europe. Countries that are the loudest and quietest in Europe. How Americans see Europe. It's too far away.
We can't do it. That's me. That's too far away.
We can't. What pedestrians look like across—
ChaCha, I'm Texan, and I just want to say, you've been allowed to use the accent, but you also have to get a cowboy hat later on. cowgirl would kind of go hard. I'll think about it.
Across Europe. Mickey surveys the construction of Euro Disney in 1989. Today Europe, tomorrow. Today Europe, tomorrow the world. Business at the top, party at the bottom. You could dump 10,000 Europeans on Antarctica, and in 100 years, people would seek asylum there. Basically Australia. Actually, an excellent point, yeah.
Wait, no, that is Australia. Okay.
Basically Australia. They were digging a metro in Naples and accidentally found 3 Roman ships. Italians will find any excuse to take a break from manual labor. Norwegian colonial empire. It's something. An egregious offense. Canada battles Norway for tallest moose statue.
Why does Norway look like they have a taco cerveza? Like, look at their screen. It looks like there's a taco on it. That looks like a cerveza. What are the Norwegians doing with the cervezas?
Finally, a worthy opponent. Roman people normally. Roman people and Missy. A moment in time.
Try doing a Boston accent. No, I'm not gonna try and sound like Nags.
I'm from New York.
It's not Boston. I've never been in Boston. Now, I have lived in Tennessee. But anyway.
Time snapshot of planes in the air over Europe, but let's worry about cow farts. Northern Europeans. I apologize profusely for my non-native English. I do hope my impoverished vocabulary won't hinder or devalue our conversation. Southern Europeans.
I speak English.
Americans.
Hold on. I apologize profusely for my non-native English. I do hope my impoverished vocabulary, I suck at this, won't hinder or devalue our conversation. These Southern Europeans.
I speak.
Wait. So how do they, what is that? Boy, I speak, Bowery. Angla. That's his bet. That's the. Oi, governor. I don't know how to sound like a chav.
English.
Americans and Europeans complaining about gross foods. Nordics. Oh, what about Polish? They put everything in jelly. This is why it was a mistake to replace all the old 70s metal plastic playgrounds with safety plastic. Iron. You need iron or else. Europe.
Is this a European, like, what is this? IKEA roller coaster slide. Why does that look so futuristic? Dude.
Today, the prison cells in Denmark are nicer than my first 2 apartments.
These are not prison cells. There is no way this is a prison cell. There's no way! No! What? Guys, do it really be like that? Can I just say that my flabbers are gasted by that?
This is Russian vodka made out of potato. This is Scottish whiskey made out of wheat. This is American whiskey made out of corn. And this is palinka made out of the most delicious fruits. Take our beers. If you drop a wallet to the ground, who's gonna reach it first? Obviously the Romanian.
What the heck? What the heck? The freaking Romanians are like, oh, snatched. It's mine now.
Being full of Greeks. Greece. Trojan horse. Bosnia haven't coast. Great English, mate. Sorry for my English. It's my 5th language, and it's a very stupid language.
I mean, yeah. I understand. I understand.
The woods in Europe. The woods in North America. Who would win? Proof of global warming. It's cold in Europe.
We interrupt this program to bring you
Gamersupps! Do you get dehydrated a lot, need a drink that won't break the bank? Then you should get Gamersupps! It's caffeine-free and caffeinated! It's sugar-free! It's freaking keto, man! Compare it with things like Red Bull coffee.
Oh, no.
Get that out of here! Quench your inner gamer with Gamersupps!
How I see Europe as an American. Never been to the moon, never been to the moon, never been to the moon. America has also never been to the moon. This is because it's a country with over 9.8 million square kilometers of land and is unable to lift itself from Earth's gravity. Europe. Americans are so uncivilized and violent. Also Europe, whenever someone scores a goal in football. They purposely did that too, I can tell. Americans. I am traveling to Europe. Europe. Plastic water from California. Such a waste. Heavy metal water shipped on overboats from Europe. Yes! Europe freaking out because of Russia increasing its natural gas prices. France with its 56 nuclear power plants. When you were so neutral that another country had to mention you in the anthem. Thanks, bro. Poland looks awfully like...
Oh, hey, it does look like Fortnite. Wait a minute. Whoa. Whole night. Whole night. Yo.
Fortnite, Nordic Europe, Southern Europe, Western Europe, Eastern Europe. A French postcard with the tallest, shortest, and fattest men of Europe playing a game of cards. Americans watching Europeans get arrested for social media posts. Laughs and 600 million firearms. What makes you proud to be European? Me. Eggs? Choose your genetics. Asian. Never need deodorant. European. No lactose intolerance.
No lactose intolerance. I mean, I don't have lactose intolerance. Yeah, probably like the never need deodorant then, because I'm cheat killed like that.
Americans hating on Europeans. Europeans hating on Americans. Europeans when they see the word soccer. Europeans normally. Americans, I can't stand them. Europeans when they play GTA 6 for the first time. Now I am become Florida man, the consumer of meth. Americans cooking. Add a cup of flour. I don't know, it says add a cup of flour. Should I pack it a little or not?
What's my favorite tea? Butterfly pea tea. We were talking about it earlier. This is butterfly pea tea. You add lemon, a squash lemon, and then it turns purple. It has a chemical reaction and it looks like this.
At all. Europeans cooking. Add 120 grams of flour. They measure it in eagle. America has no culture. Do you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris? No. European breakfast. Russia.
What do they call a quarter powder and cheese in Paris? Huh? Bye. You didn't finish the joke.
Breakfast. Once a year in Ireland, Reds gather in a conference. Pack your bags, boys. We're going to Germany. They're doing what at McDonald's?
Where's Social Dash?
In Netherlands, they have a tradition called dropping, where they leave their children in the woods at night, and they have to find their way back home.
Why is this a thing? Why is this a thing? Haven't they heard? They've obviously, like, Europeans wrote freaking Hansel and Gretel. Dude! I'm not putting my children in the middle of the woods to find their way back home. I remember doing that here in Texas. Dude, I would not do that with my children. Yeah.
Boom. I feel like a lot of people were caught trying to ditch their children, and which country has the ugliest people? No way they're saying England. I don't believe this. Fun fact, 1/3 of the population of Switzerland lives within 5 kilometers of the main train line crossing the country. People in Slovakia, Austria, and Hungary can sit together and eat at the same table without leaving their countries. Pretty cool. How have you won 2 world wars? Italy. The secret ingredient is betrayal. Norway black metal bands writing songs about hate and hell and death when their houses look like this, living in the most pretty place ever.
That's so true. All those underground European bands, and then like they live in places like this where it's like, man, they have so much beauty around them. They're like, nah, mom, you don't understand. It's not a phase, mom. It's my life. It's a way of life. I have this darkness that lives inside of me. Ah.
Living in the most pretty place ever. Sleep, you black-eyed pig. Fall into a deep pit of full ghosts. How is that a lullaby? Icelandic children from the 19th century. Written and spoken. English looks like this. French looks like this. German looks like this. German sounds so aggressive. Italian. Russian. How I sleep at night with my European superiority complex. Spanish people after working for 15 consecutive minutes.
Yeah, because then you have to take a siesta. that?
Where are we? In Eastern Europe. 1 week later. Romania did war crimes? Yeah, they did in World War II. Nice. Bosnians. I want to swim. Croatia? No. Greece and Italy are the only two countries where people are poorer than they were 20 years ago. I care about you.
What?
See you in the summer. Hey everyone, let's talk about how
Is it because of the tourism?
syphilis didn't appear in Europe till after Christopher Columbus came back from America, but didn't exist in people from the Americas either until then. Let's talk about how the only animals syphilis was found in before then were llamas. I'm not kidding, we need to talk about this. Are you implying what I think you are?
Let's talk about how the only animals syphilis was found in before then were llamas. Do not the llamas. Bro, people were dumb. First the sheep and then the llamas. What the frick? Carl. That kills people, Carl. Now I know why Carl had a taste for human hands. They were out there diddling Carl.
Europe is a real hellhole. No alcohol in public spaces. Just pay the fine, dude. You're allowed to drink alcohol in public spaces if you pay a fine. When you promised your girl a tour of Europe, but your wallet says you can't afford plane tickets. Foul-smelling pee-pee plant blossoms in Europe. Only third time in history.
plant?
The what? I don't want to smell that plant. I can understand why it's got that name. The most popular video games across Europe. The saviors of Europe. In Europe, until the 17th century, teenage boys were routinely done the deed by their nannies for a good night's sleep. I'm not saying I wish I was born in the 17th century, but it wouldn't be so bad if this were the case. What car do you have? Red with a horse. It's a Ferrari? I mean, a horse is inside my car at all times. Girl friendship. Jessica hasn't texted me in a month. Forget her. Boys, we had an alliance in 1386. I expect you to join the Great War. I got you. What Germans come up with in their minds would
Wait, this is actually kind of cute. It's like a little bear wurst. Like, imagine having a little salami sandwich that looks like a bear. This is actually really cute. That's adorable. I like this. That's so cute, dude.
frighten any normal person. As a Dutch child, I was exposed to extreme amounts of drug smoke, but thanks to being fed large amounts of herring, my brain formed a protective layer which has kept my
A bunch of people are gonna say ew, but would eat this. I would eat this. Would eat this. I really like fish.
IQ intact. Someone in the Netherlands has a sense of humor. How to be a crappy neighbor. Lesson 1. Have a French nuclear power plant right on the border to Belgium. Luxembourg in times of peace. No war. Luxembourg when a war starts. Now
I'd eat that as a last resort, bro. That'd be a like first resort for me, dude.
a war. The Norwegian government hires Sherpas from Nepal to build mountain pathways. They pay them so well that one summer of work in Norway equals more than 10 years of earnings in Nepal. Icelandic hotel installs button that will wake you up if there are northern lights in the sky. I was home for Christmas and my parents cooked a beef tenderloin. I said, man, Budapest is going to love this. They asked who Budapest was. I said, I named my stomach Budapest because it's the capital of Hungary. That's when they stopped calling me son. Georgia? That's a state, not a country. Its capital is Atlanta, bro. Turkey? That's a bird, not a country. Its origin is America, bro. Hungary? No, I just stayed. Kate's Islands, only female. Japan toilets versus the Romanian toilet. If there is ever another war in Europe, it will come out of some damned silly thing in the Balkans. Serbs in 1914, 1992. Life doesn't get easier. You just get Albanian. USA. France, help me. Can't, I'm broke. It's against the British. France. My stupidity and my intelligence are not mutually exclusive. I can finish a 10-page paper in 3 hours. But I also thought Portugal was in Europe for a good portion of my adult life. Wait, was your country cursed or blessed by its geographical position in Europe? Next question, please. Friend 1. I just bought my first house. Friend 2. Just booked a flight to Europe for a week. Me. I have $3. Forests in Europe. Forests in North America. Ibuprofen and sink water is the midnight version of coffee and cigarette. I'm starting to think some of you guys might not be okay. Please respect European cultural dishes. Someone tried to scam my grandpa by pretending to be me, saying, hey grandpa, it's your grandson. I'm stranded in Europe and I need you to wire me $5,000. And my grandpa was just like, Robert would never be in Europe. Europeans be like, sliced bread? No.
You can't scam me. My grandson would never go to Europe. Man.
You want a loaf, a proper loaf of
No. This is accurate. This is accurate. Even for me, man. Like, Wonder Bread is not for me. It's not. You get a homemade, fresh, freaking loaf? So good. Nothing beats homemade bread.
course. Watch movie based in Europe. Everyone is living in crowded apartments like cockroaches. Do single detached houses exist in Europe? Yes. Or is it just sadness all the time? They do exist. Literally Europe in all these times throughout history. Swords out, it's time for a crusade. Being bilingual in America, being bilingual in Europe. Napoleon was an idiot. Here's how I would have defeated the coalition and conquered Europe. Portuguese history outside of Europe versus in Europe. I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still that I become invisible to the eyes. While peanut allergies are a common high-risk allergy in the United States, Central Europe deals with celery issues. Celery is such a danger to individuals that the EU had to enact labeling laws for products containing celery-derived ingredients. Is this to flex on the entire Western world? I've never seen anyone do that. Washes it down with a glass of milk to flex on everyone that's left. One of the key drivers of Sicily's economic recovery is in its strong export sector, particularly in salami trees. The island is the second largest salami.
You can't gaslight me. There's no salami trees. Who photoshopped this?
Orchard growing province in Europe behind Tuscany, accounting for around 10% of Sicily's GDP, 70% of France's energy coming from nuclear energy. Germany reverting back to using coal and shutting down nuclear power plants. Wendy's trying to establish itself in Europe for the past 30 years. Wendy's Amsterdam snack store. Napoleon returning from exile, all of Europe. 300-pound ancient Greek rock, carved with Bybon son of Fola could lift this over his head. You're winning, son. Maybe I should start carving into rocks. Jonathan lifted this with one hand, and I should write it in ancient Greek. They'll never know. Ooh, I could write a prophecy, actually. A dinner in a Hungarian hospital. This is the type of food they give you after having brain surgery. The Blue Dragon River in Portugal is seen from space. How did they know to name it that before we had
that looks so cool. That looks so cool.
Space. The Egyptians went to space. Call me crazy, call me a madman. The pyramid was the hub for...
Wait a minute, huh? No, when was it named though? It was named after the space thing, right? Right?
Spatial technology back in the day. A cute study abroad from my history teacher. So his friend goes to Germany to study abroad for 3 months, right? And she studied German in school, but she certainly isn't fluent. And she never put a ton of effort into it, just a normal amount. And when she gets to Germany, her host family doesn't speak English at all, not a word. 2 adults and 4 children, and none of them are speaking English. It's absolute hell to get by. She's constantly gesturing and enunciating and having to speak perfect German. They weren't very good at understanding her unless it was perfect. And it's 3 tiring months of non-stop German action. And on the last day, they're sitting at the dinner table and the father turns to her and says, in a wonderfully fluent English, "So, I'd say your German's improved quite a bit since you got here." What a horrible prank.
What the heck?
That's a story I'll never forget if it happens to you. Never thought I would die fighting side by side with France. What about side by side with an ally? Oh yeah, I could do that. Glad my room is to the left. For some reason, the right of this hotel floor doesn't sound peaceful. Has kitchen for $100,000. Has 50-year-old kitchen. Uses it to unfreeze pizza and burgers. Can cook hundreds of...
No, because that's so true. This is so true.
Super delicious meals. My Italian friend is just learning English. Love you too. Good night. Good night. Rest in peace. Please don't say that to anybody. Alright. There is a boulder in Finland that has been balanced on top of a rock surface since before human civilization even existed. Or do you have a photo of this before human civilization was, existing? Germany, UK, Belgium, Netherlands. Producing the best electronic music in Europe. I think UK has the best music in history. Hands down. Growing up in Bulgaria, my parents used to tell me that if I don't finish my plate, the gypsy kid would be stronger than me in a fight. I find this inspiring. A tourist noticed a 1700-year-old Roman sarcophagus that was being used as a table at a beach bar in Varna, Bulgaria. Imagine they opened it and found a body, like a fresh body. Ooh, that should be kind of an interesting movie plot. Finally, after years of brutal conflict, the Persians have been kicked out of Greece. Now, the fate of the entire Greek world is truly in its own hands. Hold on, did you say Persia is gone? Yep, Europe. Ha ha ha, I suck sucked your blood. You will now be itchy for a little while. No! Africa, you now have malaria. Okay. The one disease I was really scared of was Ebola, and on the news they were making it seem like everyone was gonna die. That's so messed up. That really scared me as a kid. Beans wrapped in toasted flour. Yes! Beans on top of toasted flour? Well, actually, I've never had beans wrapped into... That looks disgusting. I liked baked beans on toast. Gotta have butter as well, salt, pepper, and cheese. So good. Try it.
I've never had beans on toast.
This European went viral after posting a Screw the American Dream video, working 60-hour weeks so your boss can buy a yacht. To understand the European mindset, you must consider that 20 generations ago, an entire new world opened up for the taking, and everyone still in Europe is descended from 20 generations of people who shrugged and said, nah,